In today's video, we're going to be taking a look through all of the base game disc harrows that the game has to offer. We're going to be looking at the size, the horsepower requirements, if it has any additional features, and what is going to be the best value disc harrow for you to use on your farm. Disc harrows are another tool used for shallow cultivation of fields. Now, typically what's nice about disc harrows is that they do come with much wider widths. Unfortunately, they also come with much higher horsepower requirement. So let's have a look at all of them and see exactly which one is going to be the best for your farm and your needs. Starting with the tiny Salek TB-100 at £1,800, it is a whopping 1 meter wide and requires only 12 horsepower. Weighing in at 170 kilograms, it really is tiny and not really much use outside of beginner farms and very, very small fields. Moving on from that, we upgrade slightly with the Knoche Crossmax 300, which again only costs £9,000, requires 95 horsepower, weighs in at 1.5 tons, and has a working width of 3 meters. It is a rather impressive work speed at 18 kilometers per hour, but again, outside of your starting fields, you're going to outgrow this piece of equipment very, very fast. Then we take a rather large jump with the Vaderstad Carrier XL 625, which will cost £75,000, require a rather whopping 260 horses to pull, weighs in at 7.8 tons, and has a working width of 6.3 meters, but a rather impressive working speed of 17 kilometers per hour. This is much more useful on more farms. However, it is not as good as the Daalbo Powerchain 800, which only costs £43,000, does have the ability to seed as well and has a 300 litre seed capacity, only requires 180 horsepower, only weighs 5.6 tons, has a working width of 8 meters, and a working speed of 18 kilometers per hour. This is literally better than the Vaderstad in every single way, from price, horsepower requirement, working width, and working speed. Plus the added advantage that you can plant your grass and linseed. It really is the perfect tool for the job. Moving up a tad, we go to the Farmat Softner 11 PS, which costs £95,000, requires 330 horsepower, has weight of 9.2 tons, and a working width of 10.5 meters. A rather impressive working speed of 18 kilometers per hour. It is more than double the Daalbo, but it does have more working width. However, it also has more horsepower requirement. Jumping up again, we go to the Kinze Mach Til 412, which will cost you £137,000. Now, this thing does require 615 horsepower, has a massive weight of 17.1 tons, but a rather impressive working width of 12 meters. Again, this thing runs 18 kilometers per hour, but that horsepower requirement means that on top of the £137,000, you're sort of branching into the 600, 500, 700,000 pound tractors on top. Lastly, we're looking at the Bednar Swifterdisc XE18400 Mega, and it's mega because of its price at £194,500, 580 horsepower requirement, 21 tons weight, and 18.4 meters. It has a working speed of 18 kilometers per hour, but again, this is such a big piece of equipment that honestly on the starting farms, you're not going to really require. However, later on in later versions and newer maps, you can very easily see a use for a piece of machinery that is that big. This then leads us on to clearly the best piece of equipment for your needs. It has the lowest horsepower requirement, a very fair price. It has the ability to have a seeder attachment as well. It will still run at 18 kilometers per hour with a really nice working width of 8 meters. The Daalbo Powerchain 800 really is the best value disc harrow in this entire selection, in my opinion. Everything else is either overpriced or way too small or requires way too many horses to pull it, and you're not really looking for that on a starting farm. This will make many fields feel much easier to work without feeling like they're taking too long, and ultimately with 180 horsepower you can get any of the medium tractors for this to pull it comfortably. Thank you very much for watching this quick tutorial guide on which is the best disc harrow for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. Ciao, ciao.